You're tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly pop and geek culture show covering movies, TV, games, and comics. Now your hosts, Cody Pinnick, Sam Dunham, and Josh Harrison.
Welcome to the first annual Nerd Overload post-Memorial Day Star Wars Celebration Spectacular! I am Cody, and I am a space bounty hunter here to catch all the bounties.
Yeah, I'm Darth Sam, and I'm here.
And I'm a womp rat.
Well, I'm Babu Frick.
Oh, and special guest Babu Frick is here. Very nice.
Do the thing that he says.
Hey.
There we go.
Hey, all right.
It's like he's right here in the studio.
I don't know. I think Samantha's a little bigger than Babu Frick.
All right. So we have a great show for you this week. A bunch of news to go over. But first, let's talk about some things we have been checking out.
Check it out!
Still no clips. We're going without clips for a while.
Now, I can't think of a better way to start off our Star Wars Spectacular, our inaugural Star Wars Spectacular.
The first annual.
First annual, by talking about everyone's favorite Star Wars-related franchise, Star Trek.
Hey, I'm in. I'm good. Let's talk about some Star Trek.
Yeah,
Let's talk about the track.
The Stars track.
Yeah.
The new Star Trek show started, I don't know, it's been 2 or 3 weeks now. Strange New Worlds on Paramount Plus, which is the place you go if you want to watch Star Trek and very little else.
Yeah, pretty much.
It definitely feels like it's the Star Trek app.
Yeah, they might as well call it. It's just Star Trek Plus. Memory Alpha.
Yeah, Memory Alpha. Hey, no, listen, you can also watch Young Sheldon on there.
Oh, boy. You can watch Sonic the Hedgehog 2 on there right now, apparently.
Fantastic.
Have not bit the bullet on that one yet.
Watch it. It's a good movie.
All right, so how is Strange New World?
Surprisingly, very, very good.
Good.
It feels like it gets what Star Trek is about more than anything else that they've put out, other than Lower Decks, which is still like the shining example of modern Star Trek content, which is weird to say, but it is true.
Yeah. I was going to say, it's not difficult for them to get it more than the other Star Trek shows that are currently out there.
Yeah, I've not heard good things about Picard, especially this last season.
Yeah, no, this last season pretty well ruined it. Yeah.
But Strange New Worlds is good, and it feels like a Star Trek, and they go out there into space, and they solve problems sometimes without even doing a violence.
Hey, that's
the way it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the most Star Trek thing I've heard in a while.
Yeah, which is why it feels at least close to what a Star Trek should be, at least as close as we're going to get from, what's his name, Alex Kurtzman?
Yeah. That criminal.
Which now I sound like I'm selling it a little short. It is really good.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Good. It has a young Uhura, which is cool.
Nice.
And a young Nurse Chapel, who is very cool. They've almost made her too cool.
Oh, really? So this takes place. Is this the one that's on the Enterprise before Kirk takes over? So it's a Pike and all of them, and number one and everybody.
Yeah, and number one's Rebecca Romijn.
Yeah. Well, this is kind of a spin-off a little bit of Discovery, isn't it?
Yeah, they referenced Discovery a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know very much about Discovery, so the references just whoosh right over my head. But you don't need to know it. It didn't hamper my enjoyment of it at all.
Oh, good.
Pike is good. Rebecca Romijn didn't do anything for the first 2 episodes, but then like in the third one, there was an interesting reveal that I think kind of made her character seem at least a little more interesting.
Yeah.
Like every kind of like news thing is hyping up that she is on this show, and like it's not really doing anything for it. Like she's there, she certainly is there, but she's not doing a lot yet.
Well, number one didn't really do much in that one episode of the original series.
The pilot.
So the original pilot.
True. Also, Spock is there.
Yeah,
you know, fan favorite character,
Young Spock.
Young Spock.
Young Spock.
Who's not Zachary Quinto.
No. And they open with him like getting married and about to consummate his marriage, which is weird. It's like,
Oh,
That's a choice.
yeah, that's a choice. This isn't your grandpa Star Trek. 'Cause
Okay.
Spock's about to get down.
I mean, it's like that. What? Once a year or once every so many years when a Vulcan has to do
every
that.
7 years.
They didn't mention Ponfar at all, which is weird.
Bummer.
But once that's out of the way, which is like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes at the beginning, and
Aw,
it
poor
never
Mrs.
really
Spock.
comes back again. But that was a weird way to start. Like, hey, everybody, Spock's here, and he does it.
He wants to get down.
Yeah. Which
Now
seemed-
I'm just thinking of that episode of old Star Trek when Spock smashes that computer with his bare hands.
No, I'm not going back, Jim. Yes.
But yeah, I wholeheartedly recommend this Star Trek program.
I watched the opening of it, and the opening seemed pretty good. I also like the fact that the Enterprise, even though it's CGI, still looks kind of like the
Kinda junky?
the cheesy one.
Yeah.
Like the end of the nacelles obviously have that light spin in them.
It doesn't look like the original series as much as it should, but it looks better than what they've done in the past. Where
Gotcha.
like this looks like shiny
Apple
weird
stores.
Apple Store, and not like
Yeah.
weird room.
Like a set.
Yeah,
Cheesy orange Star Trek.
yeah.
Oh, cool. I'm glad it's good. They were bound to get one right sooner or later.
I mean, what does they say about a monkey full or a room full of monkeys and typewriters? You'll eventually get Shakespeare.
It's like they were listening to people's complaints or something.
Almost, yeah.
Oh, yeah, almost.
If only they'll do something about Picard.
I'm about
The
to say,
Picard problem.
I think they only have like one season left of that.
Did they pick it up for a third?
They
Yes.
did, and everybody minus Wesley Crusher is coming back for the last season.
That's
Good.
fine. I want to see. I want to see more Michael Dorn.
Yeah, and that's because Wesley Crusher was in the last episode of this season as an omnipotent watcher.
Ugh.
He travels the universe.
No, that's just his after show. That's not actually part of the show. I think you're confused.
No, it's both. It's both.
Oh, they made him a watcher.
Yeah, they made him a watcher. Yeah,
Because I've been watching clips of Picard like on YouTube,
it's bad.
and I saw where they brought in the whole watcher thing, and this particular watcher was like watching like Picard's like great grandniece or something like that.
Yeah, and for some reason, what's his name? The
Q?
guy who made Data. His
Data's daddy.
Data's dad.
Data's dad's son.
This one is Data's dad's like way back in the past.
Are you sure it's not lore?
Yeah, it's not Lore, but he acts like Lore, and it's played by old Brent Spiner. And he wanted to give Picard's grandma COVID so she wouldn't go to Jupiter.
Sure.
Yeah, because and by doing that, it made like a weird dystopian like authoritarian future.
Oh yeah, it's like it's not the Terran Empire, but it's almost worse.
Yeah, it's almost worse.
Sounds like a fun show.
And like Picard's like war trophy room in his mansion
Has a bunch of skulls
Yeah.
from all the different races that he's conquered,
yeah,
including the Ferengi and like I think a Gorn skull was in there.
and there was also the,
and I clapped when I saw it.
and there
that's
was
pretty much it.
and there was like the skull of like Chancellor Martok, but except the ruined eye was on the wrong side.
Yeah. It wasn't one of the Darmoks.
Yep.
There's a Darmok skull.
Yep. in Trinagra.
Yes.
And in Star Wars related content, we have watched the available episodes of Obi-Wan.
So the first two.
Yes.
Oh, cool. Well, let's do a little bit of light, non-spoilery talk about it.
We'll take the high ground on it.
We'll take the high ground.
ground.
Does he say, I'm going to take the high ground? Does he say that every time?
There's a recap of what happened in the movies, and they made sure to have that clip in there.
Oh, good. Good.
Oh, yeah. The first episode is nothing but like all the Obi-Wan scenes from the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Nice. Did he say hello there? Does he greet everyone by saying hello there?
No, he hasn't done that
Not yet.
Oh, darn.
Not yet. Not
Darn.
yet.
Anakin, you were my brother.
Oh yeah. Like Obi-Wan's like, nightmares.
Yeah, he has PTSD nightmares now, which fair.
Okay, that makes sense. I guess he's been through a lot.
Yeah,
He's had a lot happen to him.
In like the last 10 years.
yeah. They mentioned several times that it's 10 years later, so you know
Exactly where it fits.
Yeah, because there's some characters in it that I didn't expect to be in it that are cool to see.
Okay, I would say that is a spoiler then. If it's someone that wasn't expected and it's cool, spoiler. If it's lame, it's worth talking about. I think that's the distinction.
Yeah. Okay. Then we won't. We'll just say that there's characters in it you might not expect who are cool to see.
Nice.
I didn't consider the time frame that it takes place in. I guess I figured it would just be more of like the prequel style stuff. But
sure.
But it bumps up into the
Galactic Empire.
the middle movies,
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
the original trilogy,
Good.
in a way that is fun and interesting. This is very vague.
We're gonna have to be.
Yeah.
And at least until we get another couple episodes in, until the internet spoils it for everyone.
which I'm surprised they haven't.
Yeah.
Kumail Nanjiani is in one.
Oh,
of them,
yeah.
Oh,
and
cool.
he's very good in it.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
he's
His,
usually good at
his,
stuff.
his character,
It was like horror something.
Okay.
anyway. But he was a lot of fun.
Is he still jacked?
Can't tell.
Yeah, he's wearing too many robes.
Ah, gotcha.
He's dressed up to be somebody.
Ah.
Yeah, his character was interesting.
He had kind of a neat arc, I think.
Oh yeah, in episode 2.
Well, episode 2 takes place entirely on the planet Blade Runner.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it definitely looks like Star Wars Super Hong Kong.
Yeah, it is 100% Blade. Like even like some of the people walking the streets have
really?
Blade Runner looking
Oh,
costumes
cool.
on.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome.
It was definitely like I was afraid that the show was going to take place entirely on Tatooine. I'm kind of glad it doesn't.
It's good to know that he gets off the planet.
Yeah,
Or the show gets off the planet.
I guess that's spoilers. It doesn't take place entirely on Tatooine.
Oh, that's fine. That's good. I'm cool with that. That's fine.
Obi-Wan's job seems like it sucks.
Oh yeah, he's not having a good time on Tatooine too.
Oh, really?
Like, yeah.
Yeah, he has a job. He's like regular Joe.
I was worried that they were going to take it in a different direction and the show was going to be about Obi-Wan being a middle manager at a meatpacking facility.
It's worse.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's a floor associate of a meatpacking facility.
Ah, okay. That level. All right.
Like seriously, he works like in a meat packing like station or something.
Yeah, they're stripping meat off like a crate dragon or something.
It's some weird like
weird.
It looks like a giant stingray that's like just dead in the Dune Sea.
Interesting.
And they're just cutting off big hunks of meat and processing it.
It looks more expensive than Boba Fett was.
Okay.
Weirdly.
Huh.
Like their Tatooine looks a little better than the one in Boba Fett, and maybe even like Mando. Like they're throwing more money at this one. It feels like.
Oh, nice. Good. Good.
Their chases still aren't great. They're like weirdly slow, like that one in Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, with the
Yeah.
retro speeder bikes.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like parkour that is a little too slow.
I don't know. I kind of liked Rava's parkour.
She was a really cool character too. There's some really cool Sith characters that
cool.
get introduced.
Well,
Cool.
Well,
Sith Inquisitors.
Inquisitors, yeah.
But I feel like the rhythm on the parkour just is a little off. It could be a little better.
Yeah.
Well, the action in the Jedi style action in A New Hope is a little slow also.
It's
so
true.
maybe it's
They're like janky sword fights.
The very first lightsaber fight you ever see is the most boring thing in the world.
Yeah, do they explain that in the show that like years and years of not using the Force or whatever, he's just kind of forgotten. He's just like,
Kind of. A little bit, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, he's kind of lost his connection a bit.
Gotcha. Interesting.
It leads to a very interesting scene.
We should stop.
Yeah, this is a super vague discussion of Obi-Wan. Basically, though, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah.
Even if you were on the fence about the other shows, it's different enough to like, maybe you'll like this one.
Okay, cool.
Or maybe you just will never be pleased. I don't know. That's possible.
I mean, and the fact that they keep bringing back the actors who played characters in the prequel trilogy, like the same guy who played Owen, like young Owen
and Beru.
Are there.
We haven't really seen Beru up close. And
No.
I want to know if it is still that lady that was in Nexium.
Oh, yeah.
But it is.
I mean, she got out, so it should, by all means, it should be.
Yeah, it
but
should,
it'll be interesting to know.
Yeah.
But, Owen does actually have some lines and actually has some depth as a character.
Oh, he says some stuff that I, like, while we were watching, I went, ooh,
Yeah.
that's mean.
Really?
Oh, yeah, he definitely rakes old Ben over the coals.
Well, I guess no, it kind of is spoilers to say what he says. I want to repeat it because it was such a good scathing line, but I won't do it.
Well, I mean, it's clear that even from A New Hope, Uncle Owen doesn't like
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
He doesn't like him.
Oh, no.
Nope.
So that's
100% does not care for him.
Well, okay. Obi-Wan is talking to him about the fact that Luke is going to need to be trained as a Jedi eventually.
Mhm.
And Obi-Wan's like, I need to train him, and Uncle Owen's like, what, like you trained his dad?
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And he
about right.
kind of goes on this bit like, you got him killed.
Yeah.
You're not going to get him killed.
Interesting.
He's pretty much says, stay away. Leave our family alone.
They do that. The Harry and the Hendersons. Like, can't you see you're not wanted anymore?
Can't you see we hate you?
But yeah, watch the show. It's real good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I need to sit down and watch it. Just didn't get a chance this weekend.
Oh yeah, a couple of
You had a lot of Forged in Fire episodes.
I had
that need
a lot
to be
of
watched.
Forged in Fire. Yes. You know what? Doggone it, it's a good show. It's a good comfort show about making knives
badly
in 3 hours or less.
I'm sorry. I'm just thinking of like watching those apples fall off that table when the guy tried to cut it.
I still like Samantha's idea for Nailed It, but Forged in Fire.
Well, yeah. How about this? You just mix Is It Cake and Forged in Fire. Cake or knife?
No, they cut the cakes with big knives.
With big
that they had
knives.
to make.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, yep.
or they swing the knife at they think is cake, and the knife is cake.
The knife is
my
cake and
God.
the cake is a knife.
Oh my God.
It's a sharp fake cake.
And the camera turns, and it's a flat cake.
Yeah.
with a razor
With a
edge.
blade. I like it. Cake or knife.
And then one of the contestants falls over. They were a sword.
Yep.
Am I cake?
Are we all cake? This is the universe cake?
Yeah.
Or is it knife?
Well, it was
The
knife.
two constants.
It was knife knowing you.
The two genders, cake and knife.
Cake and knife.
Jesus. I really like Spy Family. That's a good anime.
We watched the first episode. I liked it.
Though, I get Anna's faces.
Yeah. Yeah, that kid, the kid is hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, speaking of anime, we watched 3 episodes of a new one.
Okay.
That may be a little niche. It's a girls golf anime that just came out like this season.
Okay.
It's called
All right.
It's called Birdie Wing Girls Golf Story.
All right.
And I mean, it's cute.
Do they get the golf correct?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it has over the top anime style golf moves.
Nice. All right.
The
Good.
main character is like this really tough lady who has a special like color themed golf moves because she's got the what's it called, the rainbow bullet,
I think so.
and her different moves are different colors. So when she drives, she yells "blue bullet" at the top of her lungs while she
Nice.
hits the ball.
Nice.
And then it flies and like breaks through trees. There's a shot.
I was going to ask if there was like a magical girl transformation or something.
I mean, it comes close to it. They do that like through the skin shot where you see her musculature one time when
What?
she swings. At one point, she drives a ball between moving train cars, which
wow.
is pretty rad.
That's impressive.
But yeah, if you want to see golf but with some anime ridiculousness put in,
You mean like that tennis one?
yeah. Yeah, it's like Prince of Tennis, but golf and
Prince of
ladies.
Tennis or that baking one?
Yeah, Food War. It's not Food Wars.
It's not Food Wars? Okay.
It's not nearly as spicy as Food Wars.
Or that firefighter one.
There's a Fire Force. Fire Force is okay.
I don't know. It's like firefighter magic.
Yeah. I like the character design. The tough main character lady looks cool. She's like got her cut off jeans and her tank top at the golf course because she doesn't take golf seriously and she powers through everything. And then the other female character is like a professional golf girl who's going to teach her how to do golf right.
So is this kind of like a backwards Happy Gilmore?
Yeah.
A little bit?
Yeah. She has kind of a Happy Gilmore approach to golf.
It's too good for your home, baka.
Like she's all power and no finesse.
Yeah. That's a Happy Gilmore.
Exactly.
I'm going to say.
Yeah.
And I can't tell, but it seems like maybe the two ladies might smooch at the end. I don't know.
Oh, well, there you go.
I've only watched 3 episodes, so I don't know. But the overtones or the undertones
They're definitely
are kind of there.
They're there. Yeah.
Now it's going to be like our flag means death, but golf and girls.
Our flag means golf.
Our flag means golf.
I still need to watch that show.
It's so good.
So good.
It's just really good, like feel good gay pirate show, I guess.
It got picked up for a second season, didn't it?
Did they announce it yet?
They have not announced.
They have not.
They
announced
haven't.
it
Okay.
yet.
They have to.
They're going to.
It got really popular.
Yeah.
It's very just pleasant and not like ridiculous funny. Like every scene is a riot.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just like enjoyable.
It's just enjoyable.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
But it's not like, Pirate Game of Thrones, Black
Black Sails.
Black Sails.
It's not serious at all. It's goofy. It's closest.
Well, that's fine.
Its closest added thing I could compare it to is like a Monkey Island style silliness.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. Right on.
It's a little more grounded in reality than that, but
So it's not Cutthroat Island
no.
with Gina Davis.
I started playing Final Fantasy IX last night.
Oh, okay. Sure.
My favorite. No, like literally, it's my favorite.
Really?
Yeah.
It's really good. There's more going on than I remember. I like how they hide stuff all around the areas. Like you can find like cards on the floor or money.
Yeah.
And all the characters are just so well designed and like interesting looking.
Well, I like it because they kind of went back to old school Final Fantasy with it. Like after doing all the cyberpunk BS,
Yeah.
and like 7 and 8, you kind of went back to basics with the whole with 9 and the
now it's back to like fantasy.
like with honest to God black mages and
Yeah.
Kind of like what they're doing with 16.
Yes.
A little bit.
I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, me too.
Because 14 has been so good, and it's by the same by the
Yoshi
same guy.
P.
Yeah, Yoshi P. And
Yeah.
he deserves his own Final Fantasy at this point. I think he's earned it.
He does. Well, 14 is keeping Square Enix afloat. They fund all of their other games based off of the revenue from 14.
14
so
and 11, which is still running.
it is
11
yeah.
is still going.
Oh, it's still going. Yeah, they have. It still makes them enough money
that came
it's,
out on PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
It still makes them enough money that they haven't decided it's not worth shutting down.
Yeah, it's like 1 or 2 servers, isn't it? It's not
think,
a ton,
yeah.
but it's
Like I remember like the PlayStation internet modem that came out just for that game.
And the hard drive.
It was a big deal.
yeah.
It was a good game too back in the day. I don't think I could go back to it though.
Oh no.
There's like very little like quests and single player content. Like you just had to kind of go out there and fight monsters if you wanted to level up or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like quest to get that artifact gear that makes you look like a Final Fantasy 1 character.
Are they doing something in 14 where they're making it more single player focused?
Yes, you can hire like bot characters to do dungeons and stuff. If you don't want to group up with real people
with randos
in your online multiplayer game.
It's basically good for everything right up to the like really really high level like Ultima weapons or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you need other players who know what they're doing for that, but you can bot everything else, basically.
I mean, that's kind of how the Old Republic kind of is. Like, you can play through most of the game single player and just play through the story or whatever.
Yeah, it almost is more of a single player game than it is of MMO.
Yeah.
A character from Final Fantasy V showed up in that on me today while I was playing it.
Really?
Kirill from Final Fantasy V.
Oh, okay, sure.
The girl with the cat ear hood.
Yeah.
She just walked in, and I'm like, why are you here? I don't know if it's the same person from the game or just a character that happens to
be that, yeah.
Huh.
Interesting.
I mean, unless you got like a Warrior of Light running around looking for chaos.
Oh, no, that's Stranger in Paradise.
Yeah.
I know.
I finished Dirge of Cerberus the other day.
Yeah.
The Vincent Valentine Final Fantasy.
Yeah, how was
game.
that?
The end is really good.
Oh, cool.
And I love Vincent's lore. Like, he might be my favorite Final Fantasy VII character now. I love the fact that he's dealing with the fact that he has the final boss from Final Fantasy I inside of him.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the monster that he's dealing with is Chaos, which is the boss of Final Fantasy I. And in Dirge of Cerberus, they're talking about you have some beast from legend from years and years past inside of you. So it's basically canonically Chaos from Final Fantasy I.
Wait. So Final Fantasy VII and the original Final Fantasy take place on the same Earth.
I mean, why not?
Why not?
Yeah.
All right.
A lot of time has passed.
Or it could be a parallel, like a universe jumping thing. I mean, Gogo from 5.
Or 6 is from 5. Well,
Yeah. They're from 5, and then they jump and are a playable character in 6.
Yeah.
And they basically say, oh, yeah, just a warrior from another dimension that like is a clown or something.
Well, you spend time in a dimensional void in 5.
Yeah.
So it kind of links all the games together in a weird way.
Right. So, yeah.
5 is my favorite.
5's really good.
Like,
I like 6 a lot.
It doesn't have
6 is probably my favorite.
It doesn't
but...
have as good a story as a lot of them, but the gameplay mechanics in 5 are the best I think the series ever is or was.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that Shadow and Setzer from 6 were originally designed as class art for 5.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
they're
the ninja class and
the
gambler class. That was just the generic design for those two. That they were like, wow, this is really good. Let's put it in the actual game, in a real game. Or the next game.
I love it when you play the games in order and you see how the job classes become the archetypes for the characters in the future games. That's really cool.
It is really cool.
I never noticed that playing them all out of order.
But it's definitely there.
Yeah, but when I sat down and played them in order and I got to 4 after 3, because 3 has the job system where you switch and 4 doesn't.
Right.
And it's like, oh, so this is why this character is like this. Because he is this class from the previous game.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And we're getting really in the weeds on Final Fantasy.
That's all right. That's okay. We're going to go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we're going to get into some news.
Hi, everyone. I'm Greg Dunham, the host of Long Play here on WZMO. Long Play is a show that appeals to music lovers of all ages. Here's an example.
I love Long Play.
There you have it. A completely unsolicited endorsement for one of our youngest fans.
Grandpa, where's my candy?
Ellie, be cool.
Grandpa!
Ellie and I would like to invite you to tune into Long Play every Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 3 p.m. right here on 104.7
WCMO.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that's just waiting for a sequel to Masters of Terra Kasai.
Yeah, right. All right, let's get into a little bit of news. All right, so we have a ton of Star Wars news.
Naturally, it's the Star Wars Celebration Spectacular, first annual.
That's right, of course. So what are some of these things?
I feel like this is going to go down as like our Star Wars holiday special.
Probably, yeah.
Or when the McElroys tried to do a Star Wars live show that apparently was so bad they've never released it except as bonus content.
Oh, so Star Wars Celebration happened, and they showed off a lot of stuff. including some non-Star Wars things because, Lucasfilm and owning everything Disney does. But the Star Wars stuff. So they announced obviously the Ahsoka series that we all knew was coming.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely going to be coming for sure.
I believe it's next year? Yeah, it's 2023. So, and then they announced yesterday, I think, that Chopper and Sabine from the Star Wars Rebels show are going to pop up in live-action appearances on the Ahsoka show. So, I'm fine with that. I love Rebels. Rebels is probably one of my favorite Star Wars animated projects.
Yeah, I think it's the one that got me the most invested. I've bounced off almost every animated Star Wars show except Rebels.
Yeah.
I mean, Clone Wars is good too. I love Clone Wars. There was a trailer for the Star Wars show Andor, which is I'm not excited about this one.
Yeah, why? Who needed a show about a minor character from Rogue One that's it?
From the Star Wars movie that stands alone the most, that we didn't really need any more of.
It's this guy who's kind of like Han Solo, but not. That's it. That's the end. See, what I would have liked, Star Wars Endor.
Yeah. No, they did that. There's an animated
yeah, I know,
movie.
the one, the Ewoks. Yeah.
And there's two made-for-TV movies.
That's true.
Yeah.
And they're terrible.
But I watched the trailer and I'm like, I don't remember who any of these people are. I don't recognize anyone in this trailer.
Well, supposedly it's going to follow a lot of, Cassian Andor pre-Rogue One stuff.
Again, who cares?
Again, and Mon Martha. Why'd you say that name? Superman shows up.
Mon Mothman.
Yep.
It's all shot in West Virginia.
I mean, I'm sure. I'm not going to say I'm sure it'll be good because I don't know that for sure. But I mean, I don't think they'd mess it up. It's just not particularly interesting concept for a show.
This is the one that's like the furthest from anything that's interesting.
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll see because it might be a lot of like rebel ground spycraft stuff. So maybe
that's kind of neat, but still,
maybe it'll be all right.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll absolutely watch it. I'm a sucker for these Star Wars shows. Apparently, I've thoroughly enjoyed every single one.
Even Boba Fett, which is kind of on the lesser side.
Yeah, I loved Boba Fett, even though most people are kind of on the fence about Boba Fett. I thoroughly enjoyed every moment.
Let's see here. And that Andor comes out in August of this year.
Okay.
Just in time for my birthday. Thank you. Thank you, Disney.
Mandalorian Season 3 is early 2023, so February.
We knew that was coming.
Yeah.
That's
Exactly.
fine.
I wish
cool.
it was sooner. That seems further away than I would have guessed.
Yeah.
True. But I mean, they're trying to fit a lot of things in there.
Especially with all the Mando that was in Boba Fett. You would think that was what we would get next.
Right?
Yeah.
They announced a show called Skeleton Crew.
Sounds
Sounds
super
spooky.
scary.
Sounds spooky.
I am terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot of news on that one other than Jude Law's going to be in it.
Okay.
Eventually, everyone is going to be in Star Wars.
Much like the Marvel universe,
Yeah.
cinematic universe, everyone's going to be in Star Wars.
Is he the skeleton?
I don't know.
Might be.
I don't know. Oh man, what if they went back and did the Death Trooper book as a show? Zombie Stormtroopers.
Okay.
They announced the Tales of the Young Jedi or something, which is it's going to be a kid show. It's gonna air on Disney Plus and Disney Junior. I guess.
Star Wars babies, they'll use the Force for you.
Which is funny because the Muppet Babies does have a Star Wars episode.
It's true.
Yeah.
But I don't think they asked for. They just did it.
They just did it.
Yeah, which is why you can't get it on a DVD.
That's
or
why you
whatever.
can't get on a DVD. But it was one of those things where Henson was good friends with George Lucas and just used some of his stuff. It's like, he'll let me. It's all good.
Yeah.
There's a
cool.
bunch of Indiana Jones clips.
Oh,
from
yeah.
episodes
It's
too.
like, what's George gonna sue me? I don't think so. I own Yoda.
I'll take Yoda back.
Yeah, I have the Yoda puppet right here.
I'll put Yoda on Muppet Show and make him do stupid thing.
And Frank Oz is like my best friend.
It's instead of Gonzo coming out of the O at the end, it's Yoda.
Yeah.
Turn on the lights, we will. Let's see here. What else? Jedi, the video game Jedi Fallen Order is getting a sequel called Jedi Survivor. And there was a trailer for that.
I wanted to like that game so much, but
I know it was
Fallen
hard.
Order, is that the Dark Souls?
Yeah,
the
it's a Souls-like.
Yeah.
Stu, I should go back to it now that I'm a little more versed in the Souls world, I guess.
Because you played Elden Ring?
Yeah, because I played a heck of a lot of Elden Ring.
Bad Batch 2 was announced with a trailer, or the season 2 of Bad Batch. So the Clone Wars another Clone Wars spinoff.
A lot of Clone Wars spinoffs.
Well, Dave Filoni knows what he's got.
Well, that's true. That's true.
I tried to watch the Bad Batch, and that was another one where I bounced off of. I'm like, this seems too much like a kid's show for me.
A little bit.
I mean, it definitely doesn't have the later Clone Wars stuff where like really bad stuff happens to clones. But it does also, that series did also show the transfer between clones and regular stormtroopers and how that was viewed through the eyes of clone troopers.
Right.
Oh, what else?
All those Clone Wars and stuff shows seem like they're really good, but you have to watch about 300 episodes of filler before it gets good.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot more packed in there than the Genndy Tartakovsky Clone Wars.
The 5-minute episodes that are super cool.
Yeah.
I own those on DVD. You have those little segments between Toonami shows.
Yep.
I heard that they are doing or already did a Lego Summer Vacation Star Wars special.
Oh, really? Nice.
Nice. I think the Halloween special was awful.
Really?
The Christmas special was cute and I liked it. Mm-hmm. The Halloween special was terrible.
Really?
It's like, this is clearly for babies. There's nothing here for me.
And then there's another animated show coming out. It's called like Tales of the Jedi Order or something, and it's a collection of stories of the Jedi during the Republic era. And they showed some I don't know if they're concept art or what's actually going to look like. Like they had like young Count Dooku when he was still a Jedi Knight, and Qui-Gon Jinn and things like that.
Oh, back when he was Count Dookie.
Little Dookie.
Yeah.
He was doing his duty to the Jedi Order.
Why did they name him Dooku?
It's a bad name. I mean, in a universe full of characters with bad names.
That one is especially bad. They might as well call him Darth Poopy. I mean,
yeah.
His Darth name was really cool, but they only use it ever once. Darth Tyrannus.
Darth Tyrannus,
That
that's
is
right.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a cool name. It's a lot cooler than Darth Invader.
Darth Icky. Which there almost was one. I think that's what George wanted to name the player character in Force Unleashed.
Yeah, that's right. Darth Icky.
What? Really?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. So along with some of the Star Wars stuff, Disney announced a whole bunch of other stuff for the Disney Plus, right?
Yeah. There was a trailer for the Willow series, which takes place after the really cheesy 80s fantasy movie Willow.
Yeah,
I haven't
and
seen that in forever.
It's a good movie.
yeah,
It
the
is a
movie's
good
all
movie.
right. I kind of have an issue with this trailer for the new Willow because I wish if they were going to remake or do a sequel to Willow, they would have made it as cheesy as the 80s Willow. This trailer looks too slick.
Yes.
It looks too sleek. It just looks like they're trying to knock off Game of Thrones.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Or Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
Like,
it's way too...
I mean,
thematically not, or stylistically not incongruent. It doesn't match
I hope
up.
he still has like a handful of acorns he throws at people.
It still could be a good show. It just doesn't look like it should.
Right.
Now, I did see something yesterday or the day before where they said that Val Kilmer might actually reprise his role as Mad Mardigan,
Oh,
but I don't know how true that is or not. I mean, I don't think he really can.
Maybe
he?
we'll be surprised.
Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a big surprise.
he might show up in like maybe one scene or
Maybe.
something. I know he's not doing well.
Yeah, I mean, he can't. He's mute now, isn't he? He can't speak.
Something like that. There's something
Ooh,
he
I
is
didn't know
unwell.
that. Wow, that
He's
sucks.
he's very seriously ill to the point where he can't act anymore really. So maybe they'll have him in flashback, or maybe they'll
voice him over.
voice him over for one scene, or something will happen. I bet you one of the troop of LARPers that go along with Willow is going to be like Mad Mardigan's kid or
Something
surrogate child or something like that.
They'll voice him with the robot that they used to do Luke Skywalker.
That's it. Yeah.
I thought Mark Hamill actually did the voice lines.
No,
No.
they used some sort of deep fake program. It's
They
a
fed
real-
it in. It was very similar to what Robert Ebert used near the end of his life after he had the cancer in his jaw and everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure Mark Hamill could do an impression of what he sounded like as a younger
Just make
version
him.
of
Just have him do
himself.
the Joker. Who cares? Who cares at this point?
Now, little Grogu, let's put a smile on that face.
This is how you use the Force.
Holly!
Oh my god.
Though it's funny though hearing Mark Hamill
Mr. S?
Jedi Padawan Harley Quinzel.
Cheese it! It's Darth Batman.
Though it is funny, like when Mark Hamill does voices in other shows, and it basically just is his Joker voice at
Sure.
different tones,
Like Skeletor?
like Skeletor, Skips in regular show, or all the other characters he does in regular show.
Yeah. But the Joker is a take off of it's not Toyman. It's from the Flash live action series from the 90s. Trickster, yeah. He was basically doing his trickster voice for the first Joker.
Was he?
Yeah.
I thought Batman the Animated Series
Trickster
came out
was
before the Flash.
Huh. Nope. It's about less than a year, but no, the live action Trickster was prior to the Joker in Batman the Animated
Yeah,
Series.
Tim Curry was going to be the Joker.
And
then
it was
wasn't.
deemed too spooky.
He started singing his Halloween song.
That's it, yeah.
Kids got too scared.
Let's see, what else did they announce? They announced with Harrison Ford in tow, and with a teaser image of Indiana Jones 5.
Imbiamba Jobs.
And we named...
Okay. I'm cool with an Indiana Jones 5. Let's try to leave the series on a high note instead of Crystal Skull.
That is a good point.
Yeah.
Because I initially am like, oh, no, please.
Yeah, but if they're going to do it right, if they're going to...
They're going to Force Awakens it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll just be the same movie again, but slightly different.
They'll get the guy who played Short Round back.
Okay, come on. Yeah, he's doing stuff now.
I know.
Please,
Yeah, he's
please
great.
do.
Dr. Jones, I don't know what I need to do, but I'm afraid to do it. Cracks the whip in Indiana Jones.
Let him become Indiana Jones at the end.
Sure.
Yeah, pass the hat to him. He deserves it more than Shia LaBeouf. Just do it. Become Indiana Jones. Follow your dreams.
It is
You mean actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf?
What?
You never heard
seen
that song?
That copy paste though?
Okay, after we're done recording, we're gonna have to play that.
Yeah.
Because it's
gosh.
it's a whole song.
Oh yeah, people made memes and stuff about it.
I don't know how
Yeah.
I missed this.
Actual
Oh, yeah.
cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Oh yeah, it's good.
Sneaking through the brush. It's Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, that's just a spoiler.
Yeah. But Indiana Jones 5, sure, why not? You know what?
Like you said, high note.
Leave it on a high note. We've talked about this before. Harrison Ford seems to like Indiana Jones as
And
a
hate Han
character
Solo.
way more than a lot of his other long-standing characters.
It's because Indiana Jones gets into plane accidents like he does
In real life.
in real life.
Ooh.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
true.
It's-
Indy crashes planes, or is in
Yeah,
plane crashes all the time. Like surfing down the Himalayas on a...
When Harrison Ford was in that plane crash, you think he came out on an inflatable raft?
Wait, which one? He was in a couple.
The one on the golf course.
No, that's the one where he hid inside a refrigerator, a 1950s refrigerator, and he was fine afterwards.
Oh god.
Fell out of a plane in a 50s refrigerator.
God, Crystal Skull is so bad.
It's really bad.
Like,
It's so
wanted,
bad.
I wanted to like that movie.
Oh yeah, it was one of those where you go out of the theater like that was fun. I had a good time.
And then you think about it.
Start thinking about it. Yeah.
Like the Star Wars prequel.
Kinda, a little bit. It's like, I understand they're wanting to take it in more of a sci-fi, like hard sci-fi bend, because that's where, if the serial started in the 30s, which is what they're based on, kind of moving up, there was a shift from mystical kind of stuff
to sci-fi stuff.
Yeah,
hard sci-fi, and I'm cool with that.
I don't think aliens are that big of a jump,
No,
especially in our ancient aliens infused times.
Yeah.
When you have the mystical stuff in the Indiana Jones movies, there's like a level of like plausible kind
Plausibility,
Yeah.
sure.
They're like, it could have happened, it could have not.
And it's got to happen without changing the entire universe. Like contact with aliens is kind of a big thing compared to a box that melts people's faces.
Yeah.
Or an Indian, god that rips people's hearts.
Are you saying that Indiana Jones could actually meet an ancient knight in a cave
Who's alive?
who's alive forever?
Well, he drank from the chalice. He chose right.
You chose poorly.
I just thought it would be the mug that says Jesus on it. That was Family Guy. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was back when it was a good show, darn it.
Hey, speaking of Disney, or things that kind of are Disney, sorta.
Oh no.
Let's talk about the upcoming horror movie, Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
So some images were released of a slasher flick.
A gritty R-rated slasher flick.
Yep.
That are using Winnie the Pooh and characters from the 100-Acre Wood as the murderers. And the reason for that is Winnie the Pooh recently went into the public domain, or at least partially into the public domain.
Original story.
The original story. So basically, as long as Winnie the Pooh isn't wearing a red shirt and no pants, it's allowed. The red shirt, no pants is the one that's owned by Disney, and that's the one that it's not in public domain.
You have to do the A.A. Milne Pooh and not the Disney Pooh.
That's right. That's right.
That puts Tigger just right out.
It does. Yeah. No, this is very much Pooh and Piglet, and I think Rabbit.
I don't know. I only saw pictures of Pooh and Piglet.
Yeah, those are the only two, and if they're smart, they're only going to use those two. But
with Piglet looking like some kind of
warthog looking thing.
Yeah.
It honestly I have kind of a soft spot for the 100-Acre Woods characters.
Oh, really?
And it does kind of upset me a little
Really?
to see them in this light.
I have almost no connection to the 100-Acre Wood characters.
I don't know why I do. I think it's Kingdom Hearts did. They portrayed them in like such a sweet way.
You played too much Winnie the Pooh baseball.
Yeah.
On your PC.
No, I would be enraged.
You could never get past
Christopher
Robin in that. Yeah. But I have almost no background in Winnie the Pooh, and
I mostly just have the one series with the really catchy theme song.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of there was like a Disney Channel like weird live action.
Oh, the live action one.
thing?
There's a Defunct Land about that.
Yeah, I watched that when I was a kid too.
Yeah, see,
It probably has
didn't-
something to do with it.
Yeah. All this to say, I don't really care if they use. I mean, it's kind of an interesting.
I feel like
take
this is
on
like
it.
that other horror movie that recently came out.
The Banana Splits movie.
Banana Splits. Yeah, and that's fine.
See, I love the Banana Splits, but I thought that was I don't not like this idea. I think it'll be a fun movie.
Yeah.
Or it'll be just straight terrible.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
But
Either way.
I'm just saying it affects me in a weird way. It makes me feel weird about it.
Fair. No, I guess that's fair.
I don't not want it to exist. It just feels weird.
Yeah.
Which
yeah.
maybe is the entire point.
Fair enough.
Gotta get up, gotta get moving, gonna see a friend of mine. He's warm and he's fuzzy and I love him because he's gonna kill me, Winnie the Pooh Bear. Anyway, I just want to get that out of my system.
Oh, that's going on the soundboard.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
Without a doubt. So what is Man versus Bee?
So,
first thing, it's not a movie.
Okay.
it's a series.
It is a 10-episode series starring Rowan Atkinson, and I guess he
Mr.
fights
B.
a bee
Yeah.
for 10 episodes.
Really? Wow. Okay.
What if it ends up being the B movie B?
Yeah, it's Jerry
I'd be fine with
Seinfeld.
that. He can.
That would be entertaining. This probably not. I feel like it's gonna have real mouse hunt energy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Serious mouse
I
hunt.
forgot about that.
Yeah.
That darn cat, but
So-
with a B.
I mean, it's a funny enough premise because in its simplicity,
But I could
physical
be
actor versus a bee. That's it.
it could be a movie, but can it be 10 episodes of television?
Can it be 10 episodes?
Does he eat the bee? Is it like Man versus Food? He has to eat a whole beehive.
It's a giant bee and it's spicy for some reason.
No, Rowan Atkinson has 10 episodes to eat an entire beehive.
That's it. Yes.
Is it
yes.
honey barbecue flavor?
It's a reality show.
They got Joe Rogan back. They're doing X Factor.
Oh yeah, it's X Factor. We're gonna put you in a coffin full of bees.
You got to eat your way out.
Oh jeez.
Oh, bees.
Uh,
But it's Rowan Atkinson, and I love Rowan Atkinson.
there's gonna be some serious
Slapstick.
physical comedy, and that's cool.
I mean, that's his forte. I mean,
Remember how Mr. Bean used to shut off his light by shooting it with a
Yes,
gun?
I do remember that. Yeah. Yep.
I watched a lot of we would rent Mr. Bean tapes from the library.
Oh really?
a lot.
Oh nice.
I was a big fan of Mr. Bean as a child, which is the best time to be a fan of Mr. Bean because
That's the best time. Yeah.
I feel like Mr. Bean was like the UK like Pee Wee Herman. It was just
Yeah,
out
a little
there.
bit.
yeah, because he kind of has that weird like
Man-child kind of.
man-child energy. Yeah,
Yeah.
But he's always like in a really sharp.
he's kind of like a sad Pee Wee.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
Pee Wee has his fun, fantastical playhouse, and Mr. Bean has his like one-room apartment and his tiny car, which is the same car Lupin drives in.
Oh nice.
Like the exact same model of
Oh
car.
really? The
that
same
was
thing and everything. Okay.
in Castle of Cagliostro at the beginning when they got all the money in the car.
Nice. Hey, what's this Lord of the Rings stamps and coins? I don't remember putting this on the board, but it's there. So we're going to talk about it.
So the New Zealand Postal Service announced a stamp collection and a coin collection commemorating the 20th anniversary of Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Which I hate the fact that it's been 20 years.
I know, my bones.
I know, right?
I've been having a lot of that lately.
A lot of
Right?
my bones, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that Facebook thing that you shared, that our trip to the Nintendo World
Was
Championships
7 years ago.
Yeah.
7 years ago this
Ow.
week. Yeah.
Sitting in the rain at 5 o'clock in the morning outside of Best Buy.
Yeah,
in
but-
Schaumburg.
In that picture, I'm like, why does my hair look so bad? And I was like, oh yeah, it's wet because I'm being rained on.
I just threw that hat away too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
The bill like rotted and cracked in half.
Oh,
That hat
bummer.
was so old. Anyway, but yeah, so they releasing a bunch of stamps and coins that show iconic scenes from the Lord of the Rings films, and inside each one of the pictures there are movie quotes that flow into the image.
Oh, interesting.
They commemorate the fact that Lord of the Rings is 80% of New Zealand's economy, and the other 20 is Taika Waititi.
No, 5% is Power Rangers.
True.
They still film Power Rangers over there. That's 5%.
Yeah, but I don't think tourists go to visit Power Rangers shooting locations.
No.
Check out this cool quarry.
Yeah, let's go to the rock quarry.
Yeah, the pipe farm.
It's like it's like when you go to England and you visit that quarry in Cardiff where they shot Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Is Doctor Who British Power Ranger?
Yes. Actually, very much so.
Yeah,
They've been on about the same amount of time.
they've been
Longer.
Since the 70s, kind of.
No.
Well, Super Sentai has been on since the 70s.
Yeah, but Doctor
How-
Who is still even older.
Yeah.
Doctor Who's been around since the 60s.
Right.
And is better. I'm gonna throw down that gauntlet right now.
I don't know. They're both...
Arguable.
Old Who is super cheesy.
That's why I like it, though.
Oh,
you get a guy like in a silver suit out there dancing around shooting lasers out of his face or whatever.
You will be upgraded. or like going back and watching like the original episodes of the Daleks so you can hear the freaking pedal car wheels.
Yeah.
Rolling across the
good
floor.
stuff.
Yeah.
It has a serious Dark Shadows energy. Like,
Oh, for sure.
Oh man, Dark Shadows, the only enjoyable soap opera because it's so terrible.
Well, it has a supernatural element that's fun.
Yeah.
And also sometimes flies land on people's face during the show because it's live.
Yep.
And also the fact that there were 500 episodes of that show before Barnabas the Vampire even shows up.
It was just a spooky show.
The
and then...
character that saved the show wasn't for the first 500.
Oh, yeah.
There's like 1,000 episodes, and then there's like 20 of them where anything happens.
Yep.
That's true.
But darn it, I love it.
That movie was terrible.
Oh, I didn't even finish it. I hated it so much.
I saw it in theaters, and I feel
did too.
bad for seeing it in theaters.
Me too. And I felt bad they brought in like the original actors like for that party scene.
It was like the last thing they ever did. Like,
Yeah.
the Barnabas guy died like right afterwards.
Oh yeah,
did,
right.
yeah.
Like almost like it was almost the weekend the movie came out.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that movie's so bad.
Yeah, it was not
Oh,
good.
if I saw that in theaters, I probably would have walked out.
Oh, I paid money. I sat there.
Oh, yeah. No, If you spend money, you're not walking out.
That's true.
That's like when me and Sam didn't walk out of the Michael Bay produced Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. That was a bad day to begin with. And you know
yes,
what?
it was.
It did not end well.
No. Like
It was a bad day, and then we watched the Ninja Turtles movie.
Nothing like being on top of a hot building fixing a crappy computer.
Yeah, well, the less said about that, the better.
Right.
I still have never seen that Ninja Turtles movie, and I don't think I
it's
could.
terrible. And it's
If you watch it for free, it'll be totally neutral. The idea of spending money.
But the weird thing
bad.
is the second one was better than the first.
Speaking of bad movies, why didn't we talk about Munchie for our Check It Out?
We have 1 minute. Talk about
We can
Munchie.
get it through in 1 minute.
No, you can't.
No, you can't. Okay, next week we'll talk
Next week we'll talk about Munchie.
It's got to be Munchie.
Okay, we got 1 minute.
We got 1 minute.
Blaseball card game.
It's happening.
Yeah, they're making a card game based on Blaseball. It looks really fun. It's a 1v1 card game. We've talked about Blaseball to death on this show.
Yeah,
but
even though I don't follow it anymore.
No, I don't
Me
really
either.
either.
Yeah.
But it's fake.
Fake baseball.
Fake simulated baseball with fantasy.
With fantasy
dark
elements.
fantasy elements.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, a 1v1 card game is kind of the natural progression.
Yeah,
of it.
it's
That's
well
cool.
suited.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I don't think there's enough 1v1 card games anymore out there.
I think they should use fan art for the cards. I don't know if they have or not, but I think that would be the best way.
That would be the best way to go about it.
It'd also
Absolutely.
be the cheap way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think that's what they're doing. I think they hired somebody to do it. But
Man, what if they hired a bunch of like the Magic the Gathering artists?
that'd be pretty funny.
pretty
actually.
great.
Like
Yeah.
the overwrought fantasy art would be pretty fun.
Well,
would
I mean,
be
it would
pretty
kind of work
great.
because they have those joke sets that come out every couple of years, the Unglued and Unbroken or whatever.
Yeah.
Those sets that always have joke cards in them.
Right. All right, well, hey, we have actually hit time, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you very much for tuning in. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, Patreon, and TikTok at Nerd Overload Now.
You can email us at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can give us the call on the Nerd Overload hotline that definitely works at 586-372-8020. I realize that makes it sound like it doesn't work. It does.
It does work, and we have a clip. We have a thing for next week.
We actually have a couple.
We have a couple for next week. We're going to get to them next week, so if you have any, give us a call.
We couldn't play them this week because this is the Star Wars
episode.
Spectacular Celebration.
That's right. All right. You can also find all of our back episodes on various podcast apps such as Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, and more. And finally, I'd like to thank David Pencil for the use of our intro and outro. You can find more of his stuff over at davidpencil.com. Almost got it in one breath. So again, thank you all for tuning in, and we will be back next week.
Live long and prosper. I'm Obi-Wan Qui-Gon.